I think I can say for my generation that Captain Underpants and especially Ricky Ricardo's Mighty Robot were two of my all-time favorite books growing up. And for this generation, Dogman is what Dave has been deciding to focus and make. And well, now we have a Dogman movie, which is about a dogman. Half dog, half man. He is sworn to protect and serve as he doggedly pursues the feline supervillain, Petey the Cat. And well, I got to see the movie early, so let's talk about it. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to a brand new movie review. Today I'm discussing Dogman. As I stated, this is about a man who's half dog, half man, and he's a police officer for this town. I didn't know much to really say about going into this. I was a little bit anticipating it, not really watching trailers or anything like that, but just more into the fact of I don't know anything about the book. Like I said, grow up with Captain Underpants and, of course, Ricky Ricardo. And for me, one of the other big parts about this is the fact that I think the Captain Underpants movie that DreamWorks also made years ago, and probably one of the first reviews I ever did for the channel, is for me one of the most underrated movies that DreamWorks has ever done. So I was thinking that maybe Dogman can seemingly be this. And I will say this, for the most part, I think Dogman is a cool movie for kids, but adults, I think it's going to vary on your opinion. And, you know, now having a kid in my life, I kind of have come to the decision that, like, I review animated movies a little bit differently. And while my wife was pregnant, there was a little bit of that too. Same with, like, Despicable Me 4. I kind of have 2 points to review it on. One, as a parent, do I enjoy the movie? Do I like it for what it is as an adult? And then secondly, you know, for kids, is there a message in there that I think is good for kids? Or in general, is it a movie that if my kid were to watch it 35,000 times a day, would I be annoyed by it? And Despicable Me 4, it was a movie that I didn't like. I didn't think there was a great message. And I also would hate if my kid watched that movie all day. So Dogman going in, from my perspective as an adult, the animation is awesome. I think there's some cool things in here. And I think overall my favorite thing about the film was the ending message of the film. I think that is actually the best part. The rest of the film and all in between, I think is just okay and fine. As for kids, if my kid were to watch this 35,000 times a day, would I be annoyed? No. If it's on in the background while I'm doing other things, that's fine with me. They can enjoy it. They can like it. The animation's cool. Again, it has a good message, which is why I think Dogman works for what it is. I have just issues from, like, I guess the source material that it's from, but I'm excited to talk about this film nonetheless. So make sure to leave your thoughts down below. Hit that like, subscribe button. Did you grow up with the books like Dogman? Did you grow up with Captain Underpants more like I did? Let's talk about it down below. And without further ado, let's dive into my pros. So first big pro, as I mentioned, I thought the animation for here was phenomenal. I love what DreamWorks has been kind of doing with its animation so far. And for me, Dogman's really biggest thing is its animation. So even to the fact that I actually think it is heavily unique to its own degree, really much in its own thing, and very much as I kind of flipped through some of the books at Walmart before I filmed this, it very much fits into the style of the book. So I really love what they did in terms of bringing that to life. And again, it is visually appealing to all degrees. The attention to detail, especially in a lot of the landscapes, and just, of course, like, this is for kids, like a lot of the building names and things like that, like just those little redundant things really work for this. On top of that, as I mentioned, I thought the message for the film was actually really charming. By the end, it was very nice to see this dynamic of where all these characters kind of went through, whether, even though it was silly to get to those points, the way that the film ends, and especially like the final moments that you have with like Little Pete and Pete the Cat, really surprised me. Like, I did not expect to get those layers in a film called Dogman. And specifically, like, even for the first half of the film, I didn't expect to get that. But it really hits home on a very emotional and heartfelt ending that actually made me go, okay, this film won me over. That's where I goes also to say is that, like, the humor and the action is all fine and dandy. I think it's going to appeal to different people. The action for me was, like, probably the best piece of it, and how wild and zany it is. But what can I say? I also think like the voice casting in here, Pete Davidson does a pretty good job as Pete the Cat, and whoever played Little Pete was absolutely adorable. This is kind of where I get to my issues and my mixed aspects, and these are the things that I think hold the film back from me going, oh yeah, this is going to go down as one of the more underrated DreamWorks movies. And like one of those things and one of those aspects is, well, the film itself is just, I don't like how he becomes a dog man. And I can't believe I'm saying that, but it's very like, I don't know. It just didn't rub me the right way. Like, for people who don't know, I'm going to say it because it's in the books. The books have been around. Basically, his human owner, his head is not able to work because of an accident, and the dog's body doesn't work, but his head does. So they just stitch it together. And like the depressing nature of like this original man and like how his life changed. Like, I don't know. I know this is a kid's film and like kids will just think it's funny, but I don't know. For me, I thought it was like kind of depressing. And it took me about 15 to 20 minutes to kind of like just get over that feeling, but maybe it would just be me, but I found that to just be weird. I do not know like that choice. Like I would have rather just said that this is a dog. Who looks like a man. Like that's how he's born, but whatever. It's unique. It's creative. I guess that's what we're going with now. It's gonna be different for everybody. That thing just definitely took me a while, and I think there's certain things in the film itself that like do kind of lean towards that same type of humor that just rubbed me a little bit of the wrong way. Alongside that, the other thing about this is a very kiddie movie. I can imagine this film being one of those Saturday morning cartoon movies that you put on for your kid while you're getting your coffee, while you're making breakfast, while you're doing all these things, and you can kind of pop in and out and enjoy it for what it is. Your kid will enjoy it too. I just didn't find any like very memorable things in this film, and I think that's kind of like what holds Dogman back the most. Is like, yeah, the animation's cool and the message is great, but the rest of it's just kind of there. And you know, that's going to vary for everybody, but there's nothing in particular that like sticks out to me as like, oh, this was bad in every degree. It's just, it's a movie made for kids. It's a movie kids will enjoy. If my early screening was to say anything, every kid was laughing. They clapped at the very end. And for me, I kind of was like, okay, that was cool. I enjoyed it. So with all that said, I'm going to give Dogman a C. Thank you so much again, guys, for watching. Make sure to leave your thoughts down below. Hit that like, subscribe button, and of course, until next time, stay classy.